Alright, everybody, and welcome to Swiss Army Nerds. This is your co-host, John Stigard, and my other co-host.
Should I say my name?
Yes.
Neal.
Sucks.
That was their thing.
Dixon sucks. Yeah,
Yeah, that was their thing. They came up with that.
Golf clap.
That's their new thing, too. I don't know. They're all full of...
golf clap, though.
I know, they don't understand golf clap is quiet. It's just a fucking hammer.
Golf clap.
It's the most violent golf. You'd be thrown out in the PGA in 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
We're drinking. It's okay.
Oh my god.
But, so you're back. It's been a couple weeks. Obviously, we're happy you're back. We are, I think this is your first live one since being back, right?
No, we did live.
Well, before, but we took a
yeah.
couple things off because we couldn't handle it.
Yeah, this is the first time with the new...
handle it.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened.
Yeah, so now we got this fancy new one. That's literally all it does is podcast.
We never actually explained that last podcast.
We shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
And then we shouldn't even be explaining it right now.
Jesus fixed it.
Yeah.
We're just going to move past and continue.
Our
All
great
right.
Lord and Savior.
So, it's been a couple weeks, however. It was your birthday. Did you see? We called it
yes.
Neal's birthday
That's
special.
where the golf clap came from.
Yeah.
So
I'm sad it stayed, but okay.
So how was your birthday?
It was good. I got free stuff all day, so I can't beat that.
You did your usual...
My usual rounds, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got
I do my rounds.
Any good loot, Neal?
Not really. I mean...
Just food, right?
Just food.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all you can really do.
Yep.
He's not in a game of Fortnite. He doesn't
Yeah.
get loot.
I don't get loot.
Fair enough.
I don't get free loot.
So this is the big, 27, right? You didn't want me to say that?
I'm old, man.
No, I turned 27 in August. I think I'm the last one, besides
old,
the
man.
youngins. Yeah, my other co-host is old as dirt. But,
I might be older.
older than dirt. Dude saw the dinosaurs die. But, sorry. But you're back, so you had a good birthday.
Yes.
Did you do anything that night?
No.
Did you watch the podcast?
I did not.
What the hell, man?
I saw his label and I started it, but then I was like, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, we're back live on Facebook.
No, and I got home. Not like
Yeah.
No. That's,
Yeah, sir. Do we have the comments up? If anyone
We do.
does
I
it.
don't know.
Alright, cool. But so you had a good week, good couple weeks. We got everything squared away here. Did our best to carry the flag. Last week was bumpy.
there's no flag, though.
There's not. We need a flag. Speaking of that, we have our merchandise coming.
Steve got short. His first comment.
Yep.
Nice.
Guess who said it?
Fred? No, Chris.
Yep.
Chris. Of course, Chris did. This is a separate podcast, Chris.
Nope, same podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm
I
Steve.
got more hair.
That's actually a bonus.
Yeah.
You shrunk a little, but you trade in the hair for the height type thing. So.
That's what
I'm
happens.
not playing basketball. It's fine.
Yeah, fuck it, right? So you saw in that time off, you saw Deadpool 2, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I saw Deadpool 2. We saw it opening night.
Yeah.
Before opening.
Yeah, before.
No, opening night.
Yeah, technically, we don't want to. Actually, you don't fuck ponytail guy.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He's so mean. So, do you want to jump right into movies, or do you have anything to feed me before then?
No. I don't feel unless you want to feed me something.
No, I really don't have anything. We did, last week, we did a bunch of things. We basically did, a dating show with Patrick.
It was just a huge interview back and forth.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, it was...
I thought it was a pretty good episode.
It was pretty
honestly.
cool. Pretty good.
It was
free
funny.
flow.
Yeah, it was funny. By the end of it, I was pretty loaded. So,
You shouldn't say free flow.
what is that?
That's pretty much what it was.
It's a term for the flowing of a vagina.
Oh,
Free
Oh,
flowing.
No,
It's when you don't put.
You just made it that.
No,
so
it's
now
a-
it's that. It wasn't that before, and now it's that because you made it that.
That's when you Urban Dictionary. It's when you don't put anything there when it's time of the month. Free
all
flow.
right. So,
Golf clap.
now I'm in this time.
Am I the only one that's heard of that?
You're the only one that Googled it.
Good.
So we're gonna
go right to movies.
free flow into movies. All right, let's do it.
All right, hey man, we're gonna save Deadpool 2 for last. Spoiler-free Deadpool.
Yes, spoiler free.
Somebody here that's seen it.
Shut up, Tom.
Worthless.
Yeah, what a fucking.
So I honestly think we should do spoilers.
Do what?
Spoilers.
Spoilers. We can't do spoilers because it has only been out for what?
All right.
Like 5 days.
It's
I
only
think
been out for
our
5 days.
our usual rule is at least a
More than 1
week. Yeah. So I understand.
Close enough. 2 days.
Patrick, shut up.
I mean, super fans went and saw it, but
Yeah, we can do.
Real fans want
Yeah.
to see it.
I mean,
I even went alone. Like
What?
1 is the loneliest number.
oh, I did that for Infinity War
Shouldn't even have
twice.
to be a fan at this point. It's just somebody that goes.
It was
to see
worth it though.
No, honestly, I'm a big proponent of going alone. Sometimes it's actually not that bad. Like,
No, it really is.
Once
I
you-
heard on the radio. Well, we're not talking about it yet.
What? No, we're not yet. No.
We're just talking about getting ready.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Ready Game. Talk about it later. So let's just jump into other stuff. Zombieland 2.
I heard
Yes.
about that.
Yes, I am so excited for this. I loved the first one.
Yes.
I thought it was fantastic,
And they said the cast will be coming back. So
which is important because I
minus
think
Bill Murray, obviously.
no, he's alive.
No, I think he was dead at the end of it.
He
Oh,
was dead at the end of the movie.
they could write him in some
No,
fucking.
he wasn't
They
dead.
shot him
They
in the
shot
face.
him.
Oh, Bill Murray.
They shoot him in the face. They shot him like in
In
the
the
chest.
chest, yeah.
They could bring him back. I mean, you can.
They literally did a funeral for him.
Yeah.
I know, but they're also idiots who don't know what they're really doing.
That's
With
true.
a shotgun
He wakes up as a
in
zombie.
the chest.
I'm just saying, it's a movie about zombies, so they get some playroom. Look at that. We have some guy already commenting saying how to get free movies.
Dude,
That's how we know we made
that's
it.
how we know we made it big. We
made
say
it.
the word Deadpool 2, boom, instant bots.
Michael Morales. Oh my god, that's so cheesy.
Michael
You gotta
Moore
comment?
Al
Good.
ass.
I hate those.
I'm gonna decipher it. You keep going.
But yeah, I'm excited for Zombieland 2. I loved Zombieland 1. I thought the casting was perfect. Jesse Eisenberg, I believe, is who.
Yes.
And Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone.
Yup.
I mean, I think the movie would have only worked with the cast coming back and then adding a few here and there. I don't buy a lot of movies. I bought that movie. That's how often I like.
It was a good
watch
movie.
so.
I deciphered it, by the way.
What is it?
I call more ass. Get it? Like,
There we go.
I call more ass.
Pretty sure he's a robot. So.
I call more ass. All right, there you go. But yeah, no, Zombieland 2 definitely something to look forward to, especially bringing back all the older people. They said something about super zombies though, which
I figure they have to go to that point,
is
right?
gonna go up Resident Evil style. Just gonna see.
That nemesis or that fucking thing with the tongue.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That'd
What's
be
it
cool.
called?
I don't even
Tongue
know.
zombie.
Tongue zombie. That's what I call it too.
Tongue zombie 4.
You talking about Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Nemesis is the name of the giant zombie with a huge shark.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
we're
you're
talking
right.
about the thing that like crawls on the ceiling and it has
Yeah,
brains
just a
exposed.
zombie.
That's just a zombie.
That is not just a zombie.
They literally don't give it names. It's just another fucking zombie you shoot.
That is not just another
It's fucking terrifying. is what
Thank
it
you.
is.
It evolves based on what virus you have. There's the G virus, there's the whatever fucking virus
The
you want to
G-
give it.
I would want the G virus,
The
just
G
real
virus.
quick.
Yeah, oh my god. Sorry,
As
distracted.
someone who's played most of the games.
That doesn't give you a free bore of it.
No, it does not.
You know, I guarantee it has a name. Can you please look it up, Mr. Producer?
Yeah, tongue brain zombie.
Yes, that's the most perfect. Google will literally know what that is. You're either gonna get the answer. I tongue that. Good, Chris. That's good.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep. Thank you. Our number one fan. It's always free. All right. So moving on.
Yes, moving on. Zombieland 2. There is no set release date or anything. Just thought I'd throw that out there. It's just we're getting little tidbits about it.
Cool.
So that brings us to the big movie reveal of this week, which will be coming out Thursday night, Friday
You
morning.
remember this thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, they call it a liquor.
Yeah,
Oh,
see, they have names.
Unbelievable writing on that part.
Yeah,
wow.
they really could have done better, but at least has a name.
Yeah, it's not just zombie
It's
number
another
2.
fucking zombie. It's got a tongue.
It's another fucking zombie.
Liquor. I hate that it's called a liquor now because I'm not scared of it anymore. I think
Yeah, no.
I think of lick a tongue. I'm not scared of lick
Or
a
just
tongue.
like a really annoying person that like licks.
Yeah,
That's a liquor.
that weird vine that went around with a guy
It's
walked
called the
around
liquor because it
Yeah.
doesn't have
licking the
eyes.
fruit.
Oh, it's called a liquor because it doesn't have eyes. That's
that
the
why?
Fucking
It doesn't
stupidest.
have eyes.
What
It
kind of
seems like a snake.
What kind of evolution pattern is that? That's fucking stupid.
Zombie evolution.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
I love the idea of scientists being like, we need a killing machine. Take away its eyes. What? Yes.
Excuse me. Listen, you don't need eyes when it has a
Can't
tongue.
see, then it'll eat everything.
What is deadlier than Ray Charles? Nothing. Nothing.
His music was sweet, and he hit people with a stick.
Perfect.
Who let this guy in?
It's some guy that came off the street, put on a lab coat, take away its eyes,
just
give it a giant tongue. What? Just do it. Frank said do it. I don't know. Who's Frank? I'll just do it.
Fucking no, he's
Some
a
guy
shut
over there named Frank.
Frank West.
Frank West. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, solo cup movie or solo.
Oh
Solo
yes,
cup.
yes. We actually talked about it last week. I actually wanted to know your opinion on it because you're kind of our Star Wars buff. Out of all of us, I'd say you're probably the most dedicated Star Wars fan.
And I'm the complete opposite, so we couldn't talk
He's an
about it.
absolute
Serious?
fucking hater. No,
Which is
listen,
weird because
No, I know more than Neal on Star
Really?
Wars, I can tell you right now.
I honestly would bet on Neil.
that's weird.
Neil,
It's like we got a segment.
have you
All right.
watched the Christmas special?
I have.
He has.
Oh! Did I just...
That's it, man. I'm sorry. This dude...
Oh, hang on.
I'll let him take it.
Queen to e6. Check.
You're not getting mate.
You're gonna mate with him.
I'm gonna mate with him.
I would vote on Neal. Neal's seen the shit that Lucas doesn't want anyone to
Lucas
see.
tried to buy all the copies of it.
There was no official release of that movie.
Lucas sold his rights because of him. That's how much I vote on Neal. So, I've been dying to know your opinion on it, because he just ripped it to shreds, and so did he.
I think it's going to suck.
Thank you.
It has a high percentage at the moment for previewings, but I still think it's going to suck. I think it's an unneeded story, because we know what happens. He's going to make it out alive. Yeah. We know Lando's going to make it out alive. We know Chewie's going to make it alive. So, who's that leave us with?
Woody Harrelson's going to die.
Woody Harrelson and Amelia Clark. They gonzo.
A couple of droids.
Yeah.
A couple droids. Who fucking cares?
I mean, I guess I see your point, and I think it matters how you watch it. Like, if you watch it as just a movie, I think it's going to do okay.
I agree.
But if you watch it as, like, a prequel, you're going to be like, there's never going to be suspense. Like, is Han going to make it out? Because we know. And that's the tricky part about these prequels. Is, like, with Rogue One, we didn't know. I hated Rogue One. But, at least with Rogue One, we knew they'd get the plans, but we didn't know who would... It was a lot of characters. There was maybe one, that Admiral guy that you knew would live. But other than that, you could kind of be like, what's going to happen? But, like, I joked when we saw it in the theaters, the trailer, like, when they're like, Han or Chewie's about to get his head taken off by a rock or something. Like, well, he makes it. Like,
yeah,
that,
spoilers.
we know that. Yeah. So I understand that point. I don't know. I guess because I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, I'm able to go into it and go, like, let me just absorb the story.
The prediction rating.
I still think the story's going to suck. I think it'll be an okay standalone solo movie. But
pun intended.
Pun intended. I just don't think. I think when you compare it to other movies that have come out recently, I think it's just gonna fall flat. I don't think it's gonna be nearly as good. I think it's gonna just kind of fade away into the water, kind of like Rogue One kind of did.
Will you at the same token, will you be able to, like, step back and be like, I really liked it? Or are you just driven?
I could
like,
step back and like it if it's good enough.
Yeah, with fairness to Patrick, I think when he hates something, he's committed.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go in there and be like, why there's no
why
solo
am I
cups?
here?
What the
why
fuck
am I
is
watching
this?
this giant pile of shit?
Yeah.
I don't think if you guys go to the movie to see it, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go.
Which is fair.
We'll drag your ass out of your house.
I think you should.
Only one of you know where I live.
Yeah, well, Google's an amazing thing.
It is. We can find you. I think, one, you reviewed it, so you have to see it. But I think we're going to be surprised, and I'm surprised that I'm actually voting for it, and you guys aren't. But I think that might be what it's going to appeal to. Like, people who aren't super fans are going to be able to sit back
and watch it. Kind of like Rogue One.
Yeah. But I guess that'd be the same for me. If they did a prequel for, like, I don't know, like Wolverine, like Origins. I hated Origins. It was a prequel, and I was like, well, obviously he makes it. I knew too much, and I couldn't enjoy it. Maybe that's the same for you guys. Like, you know,
I'm not a super fan.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Even watching that movie, though, even
It's
super fan aside, it's a bad movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And even if you look at it with the pretense of, oh, it's a preview, like a pre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Even
see what
that,
you're saying.
no.
But I'm actually. I can't think of what's the next movie I'm excited about. I wouldn't say I'm excited like Marvel excited, but this is probably the movie for me that is the next one I'm going to be there, probably for opening night or at least that weekend.
Honestly, yeah, it's the closest one I can think of in the near future, other than Venom, but I mean, that's like 6 months away.
Yeah,
so that really doesn't count.
I'm interested to see how they do it and what they do with it. I mean, they've already, not confirmed, but they said if this does well, they're going to do a Lando spinoff. Yep. I think I'd be more, I'd be
more interested if it was Obi-Wan instead of Lando.
Obi-Wan too. They
Obi-Wan would be a good one.
They said that they pretty much confirmed Obi.
That's
I think
good.
we'd all agree we'd want to see Obi because we can't fill in those blanks.
I think the biggest issue I have with this prequel versus like an Obi prequel is the Obi-Wan prequel. You know what he's doing something in between those years.
It has to.
He has to. He's doing something.
I would like them to do like a start because you don't start to see Obi before Qui-Gon and you don't see him until after.
Oh, like a pre-Qui-Gon.
Like
no, that'd be good.
I don't know if I would want to see that though because
I'd like to see
them skip the parts where you saw him in the movies. Like the before and after scene of Darth Maul, and then after Grievous and all that. Like
so, like time jumps.
Yeah, like time jumps.
I mean, if they do it right, it would work.
Yeah. You could do it.
I like to see like before.
Well, you could always do like a flashback.
That happens him and Qui-Gon together. Like,
I guess, but I think they kind of.
That would be kind of
Phantom Menace botched it so bad
Yeah.
because I think all of us really liked Qui-Gon and we liked Obi. We liked certain characters in those movies, but they botched them. Like they killed Qui-Gon and like within, you know, at the end of the movie, and then that was it. When
Spoilers,
Qui-Gon,
man.
oh, I'm sorry if you. Good for them if that's a spoiler. But when they killed Qui-Gon, that was such a good character that we could go back and do. I'd do a prequel of Qui-Gon. That'd be cool because he was older. You could do more.
Actually, I'd probably be more excited for that than Obi.
Because we can't fill in the blanks as much, and it's almost easier because we know. With Solo, we know how he dies, and how he dies was so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It was dumb. He was asking for it.
Yeah, that's
Begging for the saber.
Yeah, we complained about that. I mean, everyone knows in Star Wars they seem to repeat the walk out on a balcony and hope you don't get killed.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to see Obi, and they said they were doing a Lando Calrissian.
See, I think Lando will be better. I think they should have done a Lando to begin with. Most people know who Lando is. He's from the original one.
Yeah, and he was one of the first African Americans.
He was.
Super
Like
heroes,
in
I guess.
sci-fi and stuff. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
hero. He was a main character more. Well, secondary-ish. Main character in the third original. But what I'm saying is I think they should have done Lando instead and then filled in the plot points that we didn't see with Han.
Like make Han a cameo.
A
almost.
secondary character.
I would like that too.
I think that would have been better because the main things that I'm getting out of the Solo Cup movie is the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Figure out how he meets Lando
Mhm.
and meeting Chewie. I think we could do all that in one.
With just Lando being
With just
the main-
Lando.
I agree.
Chris is going ham on that like button right now.
It's okay. That's what he's there for. That's why he's there.
I actually 100% agree with you. I think they could have just meshed those two instead of having two separate ones.
Mhm.
I think they got big shoes to fill, man. Because Han Solo is not just a character; like he's idolized. Like a lot of people like Star Wars because of Han Solo.
Yep.
Like Han Solo is my dude. I liked him more than any of
He's
the
one
other.
of my favorite characters.
So if you botch this, you're gonna piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is he's alive during because he's New Hope, that he would have seen the fall of the council or whatever.
Yeah, there's so many cool blanks
So,
you could fill in.
Hopefully they don't fudge that up.
And that's true. They have a lot they can do with it. Just have to
Depends
do
on
it.
where they
start
and where they end the time.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just
Hopefully they
hoping
don't fudge it.
it's like not a whole lot of bullshit that we don't care about, and then they skip the part we kind of do. Like, what was Han doing while Anakin and all of them were running around? Like, that interests me. But what doesn't interest me is, like, all the shit before, and then they time jump, and then it shows Harrison Ford, like, just about to meet Greedo or something. Like, I hope that's not what they do.
The Anakin
They're
thing.
probably
going
going to do something where
Yeah,
he starts to
kinda
work
that.
for Jabba, and then he doesn't make. You know how he's supposed to work for Jabba, and then he doesn't make the shipment.
Yeah,
or
whatever.
It's going to be tricky for them to do, but I wanted to know your piece on that.
I
Because
think I could see it being okay or good, but I don't think it's going to be.
I think the movie blows up and collapses on itself
oh my god.
Like a Death Star?
like a black hole.
Like a Death
Why
Star.
wouldn't you do Death Star? That just
That
fits
makes
the
more sense. It makes so much more sense in the context.
Because I'm not a Star Wars nerd.
You know what a fucking Death Star is.
Everyone knows what a Death Star is.
It's war.
Oh my god.
So anyways, moving on from
Jesus Christ.
that's actually one last thing. They confirmed
We're
that
competing with Chris here.
who's competing with Chris?
Steve is competing with
That's
Chris
okay.
here.
Two idiots are liking it
Two
all.
idiots at a time.
I'm not liking it.
I'm seeing hearts and smiley faces.
Alright.
Better.
Go on.
Lando is confirmed as a pansexual, with the exact quote, "How can you not be when there's this many things in the universe?"
Pants.
Why does that have to happen? Like, why do we have to know his
Can
sexuality?
we just
Can we
not?
not?
Yeah, that's fine. I have nothing against being
You can
pansexual.
guess. It's pretty
Yeah,
obvious.
what is wrong with us guessing? I don't know. That's...
So I want to see him fuck like a Jabba, like a
Do
Jawa.
you
I wanna
want to see him fuck one of them milk creatures?
No, better. I want to see him fuck like a Jawa-sized slug monster with like 8 arms and like 4 asses. I want to see him put his dick in one ass and it come out another ass like a fucking
That might
saw in
exist.
half box
Can we
Houdini
not?
trick.
All right.
Yeah, let's
All right,
not.
we're going down a rabbit hole that I don't want to even discover right now.
It's called
Uh,
Pornhub.
What the? Move
called-
on.
it's called
Do this on
Lando's-
your own time.
Lando's freaky 22nd birthday. Look it up.
The Millennium Falcon.
We'll get to it, Chris.
Lando's Lube Express.
I love it.
All right, so moving on, we got.
I'm sure that's on Pornhub.
Oh,
somewhere.
it definitely is. Oh, there's no doubt there's some Lando porn. Lando
All
fucked
right.
it. Hey, Dark Phoenix. Some
Oh, yes.
interesting thing happened with that. They dropped the X-Man at the front.
Huh.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder if they're gonna have any association with it, or if maybe they just it's all Marvel. It's not just X-Men.
Well,
now.
some people think since it's still under Fox, that's like one of the few things left from Fox.
Yeah.
If they're dropping it because of that, if they're dropping it because Logan, Deadpool, those are all without the X-Men title, or if they're just fucking praying.
I don't really think it's a huge deal, honestly.
Well, it is if you have they have one saving grace, and that's X-Men. Like, yeah, they sold the rights and shit, but if you're taking away X-Men, then that means is it just gonna be Jean Grey without any of the other X-Men? Because when you see X-Men, you assume they'll be X-Men. If it's just Dark Phoenix, then it's just Dark Phoenix. Like, there's a big difference in that. So like it might not have a supporting cast that you would go see.
That's what I was thinking. The supporting cast might not be there.
So I'm super intrigued the next couple of years what happens with X-Men and with those characters and with the universes coming together, because they have a lot of work to do, and they have to do it perfectly or else they're gonna botch the perfect universe. They did so well with Marvel. If you want to inject Fox, that's fine, but you have to do it.
Do it right.
So
you do it right, exactly.
It's like, honestly, it's like defusing a bomb, because if they fuck it up, then all of a sudden you're like, wait. Why does this exist now, and why is this timeline here, and what, I
mean, they could make it pretty simple. After Infinity War, they could, in theory, I mean, we can spoil
we didn't.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Thanos has, the glove, and they could go back and switch everything around. They got the time stone, they can make it work. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, honestly, that's an easy, quick fix, and hopefully they're smart enough to use that, but it's going to be tough to get some of those marks over and like, hey, this is a new universe. But what about this? It just doesn't. It doesn't. And that's going to be tough. But they did it. I mean, they did it with...
they did it with X-Men.
Yeah.
They originally, with fixing the timeline. Yeah, Days of Fuchsia Past. And X-Men Wolverine Origins, they fixed the timeline too. They've done stuff.
Yeah.
And DC.
And... And DC. Well, we don't talk about DC. Funny you mentioned DC. Guess what DC movie's coming out that no hype?
Really bad porno?
Yeah, Aquaman.
Oh, God.
It's coming out here soon.
They could have...
I forget the date already. I literally don't even care about the date.
They could have made...
Because I want to know.
That's caring about it.
They could have done so much with that actor and that character.
21st, 2018. December 21st, 2018.
Yeah, end of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
And we've heard more about Venom than we have Aquaman.
I liked it better in Game of Thrones. Just throwing that out there.
That's true. That's true.
I think that they so colossally fucked up DC that it is unsavable. I really do believe that.
I think they just need to wipe the board.
They need to just stop. They lost. They need to sell the rights to whoever was writing
to Christopher Nolan.
Well,
seriously, something.
I don't think there's any way they're gonna beat Marvel, but I think they could at least try to make movies.
I don't think it's even a matter of beating them. It's a matter of just making a decent movie.
Yeah.
They can't even make a decent movie. Like, yes, Wonder Woman seemed super great, but that was because you were comparing it with shit.
The other ones, yeah.
I mean, it's watchable. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie, but like when you, it's just.
It's just frustrating. I feel I got in an argument with a DC fan not too long ago, and she was preaching about how it's like, well, they have better characters and darker characters and different storylines. It's just different than Marvel. I'm like, no. They have way worse writers. They may have better characters, but that almost speaks worse. That means they have better.
I don't think they have better characters.
They have two maybe better characters to argue: Superman and Batman.
Well,
that's it.
They have characters that you can. There's more storylines you can do with those, but they keep rehashing the same one. Like when someone writes in Batman, they're like, "Well, where's the Joker?" That's the
where's the Joker at?
Yeah, we gotta put the Joker.
That's why I like. Yeah, where the Ani at? Where the freeze jokes?
There's so many things they could do, and they just don't do that. They get the characters that we all love, but if you look at Marvel, they took risks. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, we all thought, well, Neal didn't, but I thought it was going to be a flop, and the next thing you know, they're amazing, and
I thought it was going to be a flop.
There are these new characters and stuff like that, and they took a risk, and it worked great, and then they built on it. DC should do that. Maybe build more supporting characters that we're not so familiar with, and then build into those. There's ways they could have went around it. I just don't know how they recover.
Maybe doing Cyborg intro movie before putting him into Justice League.
They should have done all intro movies because when they got together in Justice League, none of us gave a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just didn't we had no commitment.
Even Aquaman didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Aquaman was worthless too. So there's such a flux.
They were all worthless.
They were all worthless.
The only one that was important was really
Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg was important, and Superman. Superman beat the guy basically on his own.
really can't think of anything anyone else did.
No, Aquaman just took a beating and
Flash ran around.
Ran around,
Was
saved
nothing.
6
The
people.
only thing Batman did was put the team together,
Yeah,
and he wasn't much help there.
It's useless.
I just think that DC did such a tremendous job at destroying such a powerful franchise that they have to stop for a long time if they want it. Because any movie that comes out now, we're just going to shit on.
I don't think it's possible to do a Justice League movie like that.
No, they botched it. They
did it, and it botched.
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, they did.
I mean a good one.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't.
Well, Avengers did it, and they did it really well.
Avengers is different, though.
It doesn't have to be, though. That's what I'm saying, is they took the time to do this. They started this trek back in 2000, just like the Avengers did with Iron Man, 2008, with Iron Man. They do one really, really good movie. It started with Wonder Woman. That's what they should have done. And make this last over 10, 15 years. It would be worth it. Marvel played the long game with arguably worse characters. They made Hawkeye and Black Widow 2 powerless people.
Someone we cared about, too.
Someone we cared about. Very interesting people. A one-dimensional character we cared about in the Hulk. He was just a killing machine with a really smart counterpart. They made us care.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Pretty much, yeah, Jekyll and Hyde. But they took characters with, you can argue, less substance, made it more interesting, and delivered it better. You can't tell me that that's not a mistake. Their characters, this is from Chris Scott. Talk about global warming. First of all, you're done. Anyway, their characters are...
Talk about world hunger.
Yeah, you want that too.
Talk about Dark Souls Remaster. You're gonna die a lot. Alright, the characters are stupid. The only people with superpowers aren't people at all. All aliens. As a kid, knowing that I could potentially become a superhero was what made me like Marvel more. DC just made me think I need to be an alien to save the world. Which, I get it, and that's probably a similar, the connection thing isn't there. But you can humanize these powerful characters by just not making them go up against juggernauts. If you look, the Avengers never went up against, other than Thanos, they never went up against someone that was completely unbeatable. It was all believable, and that's where you bond with it, but you put in Steppenwolf, and it's he can just beat everyone except Soup, that.
I think the only one where Marvel screwed up like that was the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but that barely counts. That was Fox.
That was Fox.
Fox doesn't count.
That's
Fox,
if you really want to be
Fox
technical, the worst Marvel non-Fox movie was The Incredible Hulks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all horrible. Hated every single one of them.
They're all bad.
Well, the latest one I didn't think was bad.
With
out of
Norton?
all of
With
them.
Norton?
Yeah, but they
was-
don't. I don't even know if they're including that one technically.
They don't.
It's in the universe.
Is it?
Yeah, because
In the first Avengers, Iron Man's looking at the clips, and those are clips when they're putting the team together.
and an Abomination is in the Shield universe, which is all the same. But I just think DC flopped, and they should just stop. Just accept that you fucked up. Get some of the good writers, write solid scripts, and then produce
Take
instead
a
of
few years to write those
yeah,
scripts.
just
It took Marvel 10 years to get to Infinity War.
yeah, and it paid off. That's what I don't understand is DC should be looking at Marvel not as competitors, but as a blueprint.
Yeah, but they're looking at them as competitors.
And
That's
they
why
can't.
That's why they're pulling out shitty movies, because they're not fucking waiting. They're like,
trying- they're rushing.
Marvel just came out with this, we gotta top it.
All of DC's movies, I guarantee, I don't know this for a fact, but I can guarantee you, if you took all of the money they made, put them against just Infinity War made more in less time.
Oh yeah.
So, one movie beat your entire franchise. You lost, accept it, take their blueprint, take a hit to the shot, and just go. Just remake it, restart. Maybe you don't have to recast, but
Reboot.
you could say, alright, let's remake everything. Let's just say Superman's this, Superman's that, whatever. You don't have to recast, but you can reboot.
I agree.
They did it in X-Men. They rebooted. Then, maybe you don't do, Days of Future Past, but...
Anyways,
something.
moving on past that. That brings us to Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes.
He's in the MCU now.
Yes, they casted him as Mysterio,
Yep,
right?
for the next Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man 2.
Yep. And
Which-
he's
Oh, that'd be
returning,
interesting.
returning with the Vulture.
Yeah, it's the first, I think, incantation of Mysterio.
Yep.
I don't think any other than
Nope.
video games.
No.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal. People give him shit, but I think he's great.
Yeah, he did good in Nightcrawler.
I think he'll do good. So,
What's he look like?
Jake Gyllenhaal, really?
I'm not good with names.
Wow.
Shit.
Rookie.
He's played in a lot of movies. He played in fucking Brokeback Mountain.
Yes, he was.
Oh, okay. If I saw
his
his face, I'd know who he was, but I'm
Yes.
not good with names.
Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to bring that little tidbit in. That's
I like
all I have.
I like that they got a big name for it.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I like it. I'm excited for.
What do you think the outfit's gonna look like? Because
I think they're
Mysterio
gonna-
didn't used to have a head.
No, I think it's gonna be like the typical green, and then like the helmet. I don't think
Like a
Marvel.
Falcon.
Keep it down to earth.
Yeah, I think Marvel's gonna be like, here's what the comic book looks like. Let's not change it that much. Why lie? Mysterio's already a weird character. You don't really have to make him realistic. You know what I mean? I think we've learned that. In
Put eyes on his nipple and give him a purple cape.
You can do that. If you want to do
That was his outfit.
That's so weird.
You can do that because in Marvel now everything works. They had a big purple badass beat the fuck out of the Avengers, and we accepted that. So you don't have a lot of limits.
He was a badass big purple motherfucker.
He was, but you can make Mysterio not a
Fucking
joke.
Grimace.
Yeah, you could have made the Grimace thing, except for he whooped your ass. So
I would still make that joke. So that brings us to Deadpool 2 spoiler free.
yes, we won't.
Which
spoil-
we
Are we
really
doing
don't have a whole
reviews?
lot we can say. Oh yeah, we should do a scale out of 10 and then compare it to the original.
Okay.
Alright, we'll start.
Don't start with me.
We'll start with you.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 9 out of 10.
Okay.
We're gonna get 8.5.
Fucking 2 out of 10.
Actually, I'm on the high end. I'm on 10.
Oh wow. Alright. I'm going with him 8 out of 10.
I had so much fun watching this movie.
That was a lot of fun.
It
Yeah.
was fun.
I
I
had-
enjoyed it.
Of course, being right next to Sticky, I couldn't help but laugh because of how hard he was laughing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I literally cried. I literally
Now,
had
how do you
tears.
think it compares to the original?
I think it was better.
Better.
And I know that's it's crazy because you never said that was a sequel, but they did so much right.
It felt like a Deadpool movie.
Yes, like
It did.
You really felt like, okay, this is Deadpool's universe, and it was so outrageous. But you're like, that's a comic book, right? You know what I
It
mean?
was the comic book. The first one felt a little more serious.
Yeah.
This one was literally just they took
Oh
the
yeah,
pages
it's
right
silly,
out of Deadpool.
fourth wall breaking, everything. I agree. I think it hit more notes that the first movie should have hit.
I had
The chimichanga reference too.
Yes.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a big one. A lot of people
I was wearing
complained
that
about
shirt.
after the first one that there was zero chimichanga reference.
Honestly, and like, this is what blew my mind, right? I went into it, I knew it was going to be good. I knew that Ryan Reynolds was never going to let this character flop. I knew they were introducing 5 or 6 new characters that have never been shown, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a tremendous thing to do, right? Because comic... well, they
Well, you can't
introduced...
say spoilers.
Yeah,
so.
there's some that you're going to see. But they're
We
probably...
could do spoilers.
No,
No, it's fine.
no.
It's-
It's been 2
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
It bother Lauren, it didn't bother me.
3 days.
3
It
days.
hasn't been many, if you think about it. Like, we saw it Thursday, but think Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
month 4 days.
So 4 days, but still not enough. Anyway, you think about the 5, 6 characters they introduced. They're not huge characters. One, Cable is. Everyone knows about Cable. But they did them, and they did them by the comic book. And that is so hard to do. For Deadpool fans are usually comic marks. We want it perfect. We're spoiled. They killed it, man. Cable was great. Josh Brolin is phenomenal. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool incarnate. Domino was fantastic. These are characters you all know about, so they're not spoilers. Domino was great.
The whole X-Force was good.
X-Force was fantastic. I mean, even the kid who was apparently like Pyro, it almost seemed
I don't
like
think he was Pyro.
No,
No,
he
it-
wasn't, but he
it's-
was like a
that
pyro-esque
was-
yeah.
character.
He was an interesting, but he's a brand new. But they did it so well, and by the first 10 minutes, I'm like, you're in. You almost feel like you're in it, like it's a real story.
It felt like a comic book while I was on it.
And like you said, it seemed lighter. I'll disagree. It was a dark storyline. Like in my opinion, like if you really look at it and you dissect it,
If you took out the Deadpool factor, yes.
it was dark. Like
It's not a dark story.
there was comedy to it, but if you really took the story, like without giving away spoilers, the story itself is pretty goddamn dark.
Yeah.
But that's how Deadpool's supposed to be. He's kind of insane. Like that's how it's supposed to be. I liked it. I liked that I was on like a roller coaster. Like in one scene I was in tears. The next scene I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Here's my question, because I think it might have been you, I don't know who I was talking to. Because I've heard rumors that this is it for Deadpool. Like, Reynolds doesn't want to do it anymore. He did it, it's done. You're not going to see him in the next Avengers.
From what I hear, he's not done with Deadpool. he's done with Deadpool, but he's
Solo.
going into X-Force as Deadpool.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So
So
Deadpool-
there won't be like a Deadpool 3. It's
He's
like,
not,
He's
giving
not
up-
right now, no.
He's not giving
He's-
up the character.
no.
He's just moving from Deadpool movies to
To X-Force.
X-Force.
Yes.
He's moving almost into like a Tony Stark role
Yeah.
where he's expanding the universe that
Alright.
he
was
started.
it me and you talking about that?
Yeah.
Alright.
There actually was
I
an
was talking
article
about it
that
with
was.
somebody too.
Yeah, there was an article
You might
that
have
brought
been
that up too. He doesn't plan on doing a third one yet.
Which
He wants to focus on the universe more.
He will. I
Oh,
think
yeah, he will.
there's too much money to be
There's
made.
no way he's giving up on this character after two movies.
And I do love the fact that he is intelligent enough to say, I've started something, let me nurture that, let that grow, and then my character can do it.
Does it turn into the Hugh Jackman? Does Reynolds get the rights to Deadpool? Like,
Oh, yeah, I think
as Wolverine?
he'll
Like,
never be able to recast him. So if he doesn't have the rights now, he'll get them. Like Wolverine, you can recast, but nobody's going to accept it. They're going to reject it.
Yeah.
You will never see another Iron Man. You'll never see another Captain America. You'll never see another Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. You just won't. Ryan Reynolds was born to be this character. And I think he knows it, and I think that's his baby, and he's going to protect it, and it shows in this movie. Because he didn't just make a Deadpool movie for money, he expanded his character. By the end of the movie, you care more about Deadpool, the anti-hero, than you ever did in the first one.
Yeah.
The first one, by the end, you're like, oh, I love that character. By the end of the second one, you're like, I care about this character.
It
There's a
almost felt
huge
like a part
difference.
1, part 2. Like
Yes.
it should have felt.
That's such a good
That's
way to put
pretty
it.
much how they put it.
That's such a good way to put it. And they really, you'd think they could have went zonky and been like, oh, it's this gory badass, and they didn't. They made a story. They made you care, and they made you care about these other characters, and all while keeping that comedy where I'm rolling the entire time. I've never experienced that. It's so hard. I can't relate it to anything else. I can't. So
I just don't know how DC fans, because I have one, it always sits there and says DC is way better than
It's
mine.
just ignorance.
I can't figure it
I
out.
don't understand.
It's
It's
ignorance.
like-
How can you just look at the numbers? Like,
yeah,
I
some
don't
people
get it.
just
They
Can
can't.
you get on the show and explain his ways?
No, we don't want him here.
I don't really talk to him much.
We don't want- I know
I
it
thought
is.
he was dead personally, but he's still alive.
Really?
He died watching all the
He
Batmans.
worked with us.
He did.
Is it who I think it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, no, that's all I really want. I want to get more into it next week.
Yep,
We'll have
next
a bigger
week we'll do
segment. Just the one last thing I want to touch on. Well, two last things I want to touch on. One, don't save for the end. There is nothing post credits.
Yeah. After that
Thank you,
first.
Neal, because he's an asshole. I don't remember what movie it was, but you said stay for the end credits. It was Captain America. He's like, patience is a virtue.
Yeah. That was
What movie was that?
Ant-Man, I think.
I think.
It was Ant-Man.
Was it Ant-Man?
I think it was Ant-Man.
No, I don't think it was
No,
Ant-Man.
it was
It wasn't
not
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
No, Ant-Man
It
showed
was,
the
I think it
preview
was
of-
Civil War.
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah,
Civil War.
there was nothing.
He
Civil
literally
War.
told me, he's like, stay for the ending credits.
Yeah.
It's amazing. He's like, they'll show us a clip and then
Yeah.
wait. So me and Warren are sitting there. There's like 4 people left. I was like, John said this is gonna be good. Captain America comes up. Patience is a virtue. I was like, fuck.
That was Homecoming. It was Homecoming.
Oh, it was
It was
Homecoming. Yes,
Homecoming,
Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But either way,
at the end with the little recordings.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Homecoming.
if I suffered through it, you had to. That's part of it.
I kind of wish at the very, very
We do
end.
it voluntarily though, because we want to see it.
Yeah. The only issue I had at that was maybe he was trying to troll us with it, but I wish at the end they literally just copy pasted from the end of the first movie.
Oh,
The Ferris Bueller-esque thing
Yeah.
where he's like, "Why are
I
you still
wanted to
here?
see-
Go
In
home."
the hallway, and he comes out.
Yeah, I want it
Right
like
top
just
of
that,
Ferris
just
Bueller's
literally that
House.
same exact scene.
I wanted to see the whoopee cushion scene. In the comic books, Jen knows what I'm talking about.
With the Thanos.
With Thanos.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wanted
but
to
the
see
Whoopee
that.
Cushion of Thanos is.
Yeah, but they can't use Thanos.
Yeah, they
They're
said,
not technically part of. It was still a Fox film when it
Yeah.
was done, so.
So we'll get there eventually.
Okay,
Some-
do it with Cable.
Well,
could.
They could have. But that's then the questions I have I want to bring up next week are with the post credit scenes. I want
Cool.
to talk about those.
Yeah.
I got a
me
good
too.
question. I want both of you to answer it. Because we all know the guy that plays Cable plays Thanos.
Yeah.
Yes.
What role does he play better?
Honestly,
Woo!
I
Like it!
think I'm gonna go with Cable. Honestly,
I don't know, man. I think that's tough. That's a really tough
really
question.
tough.
I would say we saw less of Cable, so I'd say Thanos. Just because if you took minutes on the screen, Thanos was up there more. And yeah, Thanos had the help of CGI and stuff, like facial wise. And Cable didn't. But I felt more for Thanos. Made me at the end go, I kind of agree with
when you
him.
told me that, you're like, you're gonna find yourself rooting for
Toward,
Thanos.
yeah,
It's a
like
hard
you
question.
get Thanos, And you relate to Cable's story, you do, but at the same time, like, Cable didn't have enough on screen for me to say it. He's great as Cable, but as Thanos, he made me sit there and question my humanity.
So who do you pick?
I would pick Thanos. I would think
Neal?
I'm gonna say Cable. I think I relate to him more as Cable.
he was born to play both. I could not recast Thanos, which is surprising because it's a CGI face, but the voice and the snap and all of
The
those
voice
things.
is good, yeah.
The voice is
I know. As Cable, I think he was perfect.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't recast either,
Yeah.
for sure. But if I had to pick, I'd say Thanos, just because I saw more of him, and at the end, I wasn't questioning why Cable did what he did. I was questioning Thanos and was like, would I do? So I would say that's a good question, but I would say Thanos. But you know, who knows? When we see more of Cable and X-Force, maybe that changes. So.
Alright, that's my one.
One last thing before we jump into video game news, because there's a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
Since we are on the topic of Deadpool, what was I gonna say? It had to do with Cable now. Now I lost it. Gone forever. All the good times. Say, see you next week.
You had one job, Neal.
I had one
One
fucking
job.
job, and it's gone. Anyways, moving on to video game news.
Let's do it.
So, we got E3 in exactly 21 days.
Yes, and we should
Less
definitely
than
do
that,
coverage
actually.
on that.
So, 20 days and fucking
8 hours.
For
12
people that don't
12
play
hours.
video games,
What is
you
E3?
fill us in on that?
E3 is more or less one of the biggest video games events of the year.
For all
It's
the
like
nerds
Comic-Con.
go,
It's
they
like
Comic-Con
cruise
for
on.
Alright, hold on. Let's
EA
have
Sports.
this show.
Bethesda.
Uh-huh.
Fuck me.
Blizzard.
I read the list. You got Blizzard. No, Blizzard does BlizzCon. They do a little stuff though.
Treyarch's
Sledgehammer.
gotta be on
Treyarch's there. Activision. Technically that's part of Blizzard. Shit. I read the list
there.
earlier
Pretty much
too.
all the big titles.
All the big titles that make video games are there every single year.
Yeah.
And
It's like they're showing their
Yeah,
shit. Like,
it's-
this is what we have in store with
They-
you.
they
It's
show-
like Comic-Con for
it's
video games.
Comic-Con for video games. Exactly what
that.
it is.
Alright.
Yep. Or like there's the thing Ty goes to where it's like a geek fest where they show you
Oh
all
yeah,
the new
where it's like new
technology.
technology. It's like more or less an expo for video games.
Alright.
It's like a car
Just-
show
it's
for video
For
games.
video games. That's a
Yeah.
great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's like a dick measuring contest for video games.
And we all get to decide which
dick is the best?
Yes.
Which dick has the best girth?
Which dick
Which
are we
dick has
gonna-
the hardest texture and feeling?
Which one has the best graphics?
Which one has the best angle?
Okay,
Which one
there's Neal.
has the best color semen? Which one smells the best? Which one tastes the best? Which one looks the best? So, going on,
Neal sucks dick.
that brings us to E3.
Yes.
So, obviously, like I said, we're 3 weeks out. We know a little bit of what's going to be there. We don't know everything, but we do have some leaks. The
Yeah.
big ones are Kingdom Hearts 3, which everyone jizzes about.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
It's on Xbox One. That's my game.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not a gamer, but Kingdom Hearts, some shit.
It's a
So-
big change.
It's a big, yeah. Kingdom Hearts is on there. Gears of War 5
Yep.
Oh,
is
okay.
apparently leaked.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
also
that's
have
attention.
Borderlands
Oh, I
3.
started playing them recently.
Borderlands 3, which is big.
You gotta do that new Black Ops thing I saw today. Black Ops Battlegrounds.
Oh,
Yeah, they're doing a thing.
It's,
They're
they
basically,
take Fortnite and player Battlegrounds and put it with Black Ops. Call
Yeah.
of Duty Black Ops.
they basically stole PUBG's model and put it into Call of Duty. That's what they
it's
did.
working.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
for
it's
now.
gonna botch, honestly.
I just
And there's no story mode to that.
no, yeah, they took away campaign for Black Ops 4, so it's pretty much all multiplayer. So they're, I mean,
Odd.
I guess they did stats though. I read there's actually facts behind why they did what they did. I guess something like 20% of people play the whole campaign. So
Yeah, but that's 20% of the player base you might not have.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
but
haven't
it's-
played the campaign for World War II. yet.
well, that's the point. Like,
See,
if
I love the campaign.
you're putting all this time into campaigns, but 20% doesn't give a shit.
You could do like a separate DLC for it, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean, those people could buy it. That would make more sense. But if I was selling something and I have 100% of something that's
Yeah.
selling, and 20% of my time and effort, or 80% of my time and effort is going into this campaign,
Yeah, DLC probably.
and then next thing you know, 20% only cares about it, and then I'm like, well, fuck that. I'm not-
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
you
a
can
waste
do
of
that.
time and effort and money.
I don't think you could do campaigns. They'll put so much, not so much, so little time and effort in it. It's gonna be like a 5-minute thing.
Well, if I was gonna cut anything, it'd be campaign, because we're in a day and age where people apparently only care. Look at Fortnite and PUBG. And there's not even a fucking storyline for the parts that are doing so good. Why bother? Why put the time and effort into writing a story and putting emotions into it, and no one gives a shit? So
I got a question.
Yeah,
People that don't play video games often.
Yeah.
Because you guys talk about it all the time. So without the peanut gallery,
Peanuts!
answering these two, describe PUBG and what it's like. Like
all
a
right.
game that because like I hear you guys talk about PUBG all the fucking time.
All right.
And
Do you want us to compare it to something though?
not you two.
Well, no, but them too.
Yeah, compared to a game.
That's not Fortnite.
Yeah, that's not
that's
Fortnite.
not Fortnite. Like, give me a game that PUBG. Like, what's the basis of PUBG and what's it like? What does it remind you two of? You go and you go. Doesn't it be the same? What is it? What game does it remind you of?
Okay.
Because I'm curious. Because I've never played PUBG, but I hear you guys talk about it all the damn time.
Here's the best way I can describe it. Imagine you're playing an MMO. You ever played an MMO?
Nope.
Okay. An RPG.
Yes.
Imagine you're playing an RPG.
Yes.
Okay. There's no NPCs. There is nothing. It's literally just the textures and everything. And then you start the game, you go in, and there's just a million other people in it. And you have to find guns, ammo, vehicles, and you have to kill those other people. And when you do, the game's over. So it's like an RPG, except you don't level up stats. You kind of just go around and shoot people.
It's like taking multiplayer and then stripping away all the frills. It's simple as you can get. So any person can pick up this controller, and your only goal is to get guns, get armor, and then fight people. And there's like strategy, right? You can either run in and be better at killing, and then you'll win that way, or you can be the biggest pussy, run away until everyone kills each other, and then sneak in and then win that way. So it's taking away the parts of a game that people struggle with. Like, you don't need to play the game a lot to be good at it. Like, you don't need all of the armor and all of the stuff because everyone's got a fair shot.
Right, you don't need to prestige.
Yeah, you just go and survive. It's simple.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah,
That's
like-
what that game is.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like that. It's almost like they used to have Call of Duty games where like tons of people will try to kill you. It's kind of like that. So you have squads and stuff, but the main goal is survive and kill other people. So anyone can pick it up and play it. It's the same like with Fortnite. The only difference is you can build stuff, and there's some strategy to
There's
it.
minor differences.
But they took away the hard parts of like Call of Duty, where if someone's better than you, and they prestige and play more, they have better guns and they can kill you quicker. Okay, so how
Just
about
a dumbed down version of Call of Duty. Everyone is equal.
Yes.
Yeah, they pretty much that. They took the games that work, the multiplayer games that have worked, and then stripped away the frills and said play. Like that, it's really, it's the first time it's existed on PC.
It's Hunger Games.
Basically. It's existed on PC a long time, this type of game.
What?
But never on a console. So
Because I hear you guys talk about it all the time at work, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
it's a game that we're not used to reviewing because it's kind of new. Like it existed on
style.
PC.
The
Yeah,
style's new.
the style's new and it's caught on because of its simplicity. So for a long time it was Call of Duty and Halo. That was it. And then that evolved into like Battlefield, where people care more about the realism, and then it's kind of meshed into we don't care about realism, we just want simplicity. So the gaming world constantly evolves. You know, there's some years we have Skyrim and these RPGs and World of Warcraft, and those are the games. And then there's other years you have Call of Duty, it's the game. It's been a long time since Call of Duty's been the game, but right now it's just so simple, anyone can pick it up and play it.
Yep.
It kind of makes it so if you're not good at games, you still have a fair
You still
shot.
have a shot at it.
Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of people like it. It's for rookie players who can just pick it up. That's why Fortnite's so huge. You could be 5 years old and play it, or you can be 45 and play
Speaking
it.
of Fortnite, they released jetpacks.
Yes,
And
they.
the comment landed.
The what? Oh yeah, we talked
Like-
about that
like
2 weeks
4
ago.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
I watched Fred play for the first time.
Yeah,
He's like,
comment.
look, this is where it landed. I was like, oh, look at that.
That's cool.
Neal was right.
But yeah, no, Fortnite released jetpacks. Real side note to that one. Any other questions real quick before I continue?
Good.
Okay, cool. Alright, so that brings us to Borderlands 3, Gears of War 5. Alright, right, Halo 6.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck you, Steve.
I'm with Steve on this one. Halo's, like, come on, too many now.
It's the story for me, man.
No, fuck the story. Story should have ended at 4. Fuck the story.
4, honestly, if I were going to end it, I would end it at 3.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
3
they
wasn't.
did it at 0.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Steve
never even
He,
made it. Oh.
The Halo storyline 4, 5, and I think 6 is the finale, if I'm not mistaken. But they left 5 at a huge cliffhanger. So for people who enjoyed 5 storyline, we need this. We need 6. I'm excited for it. I think if people that grew up playing Halo 2 might not like it, because it's not like Halo 2 anymore
No.
at all. It's like a whole new genre. I think the storyline's really good and underrated. Personally, I'm excited for Halo 6 because we don't know what the story's going.
See, I love the Halo 2 storyline. That's the issue.
Oh yeah,
it's one of the best storylines in all gaming.
If you compare any of the Halos past 2, it doesn't compare.
Yeah.
2 was one of the greatest games to ever exist. So unfortunately, Halo crescendoed too early, but it's a money. It's money.
Yeah, it's money.
They're gonna beat the horse till it dies.
Yeah. But that brings us up to the next one. There's not a whole lot on that other than they've pretty much confirmed it.
Yeah.
Star Fox has been almost confirmed for new Switch, but also Smash we're looking forward to for Nintendo at E3.
Yes.
The other thing the big thing that comes out of E3 is before I read the E3 article, there's an article on how PS4. Some of the Sony higher-ups said that they think the PS4 has reached the end of its life cycle. So for people that don't know, every product has a life cycle. Birth, maturity, and death.
Yep.
Maturity is when it goes from high sales to low sales, more or less. This is the super simple version. So you started out nothing, you go up to maturity, you're peaked, you go down to death till you don't sell it anymore.
Yep.
They think they've hit the point because they have been selling less product, and the numbers are showing it. So perhaps we're looking at new gen. I mean, it's been 5 years since the new gen consoles came out, so perhaps this is the beginning of the next gen.
I mean, PlayStation, since PlayStation 2, has never been good at adapting to maintain sales. Xbox figured that out with the Xbox 360. They made so many sales by just adding, like, S's to it and shit. Mm-hmm. And they make little adjustments that make it so you want it. So I think, PS4 is going to reach the end of its life cycle any second. With Xbox, they always seem to be adding new things that make us interested and make us want to pay. Like, they came out with the Xbox Pass and all that shit. The Xbox is still valuable as more than just a gaming system. I'm not a PlayStation guy, so maybe I'm biased, but I've had so many people buy a PlayStation, then eventually switch to Xbox, and never go back save for 1 or 2 games for PlayStation. You don't stay viable that way. You just don't. You have to maintain interest in your product. Sony's never been good at that, and I will give a compliment to Nintendo. Nintendo's good at that.
Yeah, they've actually been really good at that.
Really good at that because they know what works. They focus on that. They make it almost like a cool hipster niche, and it works.
Yep.
PlayStation kind of just sits there and hopes they keep selling. Well,
PlayStation is also a big seller out in Asian countries too.
Yes.
So
that's
where I'll tell you, I jumped.
Yeah.
Only because my favorite game. We talked about this at work. Kingdom Hearts is. Like, I'm not a gamer, but Kingdom Hearts, I love it.
A lot of people love it. I
loved it.
I talked to a lot of people that aren't gamers.
But it's only for the PlayStation, so I literally called my brother-in-law. I was like, do you still have your PlayStation 2? And he's like, I believe it's up in my attic. I was like, can I borrow it? And I got on Amazon, and I got 1 and 2 for like $15. But now, Kingdom Hearts 3 is on the Xbox 360.
That's a huge sale. I mean, I think we are, in the next 5 years, we're going to see
another generation.
Well, if you start
do you think we'll see another
a lot of the PlayStation games are going over to Xbox now?
Yes. Well, I think it's going to mesh. I mean, honestly, the consoles are losing. They need to start throwing it all together. They can't maintain.
They can't compete with PC, right?
The economy we're in doesn't exist where we can all compete and they can all compete anymore. It's like PC and it's consoles. And consoles, I think, are finally understanding that. If they want to equal PCs, they got to throw all their lots in, man. You need to have on the same console God of War and Halo and all of the Call of Duties and all of the Last of Us. Throw it all in. I don't understand why those exclusives. I think you're just losing money. I never understand it. Like, I'm sure they make a ton of money by being an exclusive, but I would argue if you were to...
I think that has to be it, though. I think you have to have some sort of rights bought from you, like maybe... Sony is like, listen, if you only
think
sell
we're just
to
going to
us,
go to one gen? They won't have Xbox and PlayStation?
Well, I think they're going to exist.
The play box.
I think the consoles will still exist. Like, they'll still be Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. But I think that the cross promotion is going to be unreal. It's going to be, oh, you have an Xbox? Doesn't matter. I got a PlayStation. We can play together. We're getting there.
Yeah, you'll see subtle differences.
Yeah, there'll be little things like you get a special DLC here or here. Yeah. But soon...
Like skins and stuff.
Yeah, soon it won't be a war between titles. It's already dying. I mean, Halo versus Call of Duty was a thing for a while. It's not anymore. Last of Us was a thing versus what's another, like, well, now they came out on PlayStation, but it used to be Rockstar was pretty exclusive. Things like that are dying. These companies need every console, so they're not making as much money by being an exclusive. So I think we're on the verge of that transition, and I'm happy about it.
That's good. I think it's good.
It has to happen. We can't exist like this.
So that brings us to the last two little snippets. One, I only put this in here because it's funny. Rage 2 has been leaked.
Can you fucking believe it?
I know. It's been how many years since the first Rage game? The only thing I remember about Rage is our friend Walk being like, I get to the end of the... I suffer through this campaign. Keyword is suffer through this campaign. Make it to the end in hopes of this giant battle they've been teasing all game. Get there, make it to the end, see the cutscene for the battle, end. Black screen, Finn. Don't even get to fight in the final fucking battle. This huge... No, fuck you.
I remember the conversation with Walk about this because he let me borrow the game because he was so flabbergasted. He was like, I need you to fucking play this game because I need you to make sense of it. And I played it. And I traded the game for it. I had Rage and I traded him Rage for Mass Effect. I got Mass Effect. And he beat Rage and he was like, we gotta trade back. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't trade back. He's like, you fucking beat it, didn't you? I'm like, I absolutely beat it. He's like, you fucking swindled me. He said, and I will quote this to the rest of my life, it was the worst game he'd ever played in his entire life. I've never seen... I have probably every 2 or 3 months I have him come up with my timeline of memories saying, you ripped me off with fucking Rage. He took it to the GameStop. He bought it for $40. He took it to GameStop when I finally gave it back, and they offered him $2. And
wow. You know you have a shit game when, yeah.
It'd been out for like 2 weeks at this point, and it was $2. And he said that he just left the game there and he just left the store. He didn't even take it. They kept saying like, take your game. He's like, it's not a fucking game, and just left. When he told me that story, I remember it till the day I'll die because I had tears in my eyes. Because I went back to that GameStop like a week later, and he was like a legend. Like this one guy did exactly this, and I asked him about it. It's like, yeah, we've never seen anything like it. We offered him $2, and he took nothing. He took nothing. The game was that bad.
Never saw him again.
Fast forward to right now, Rage 2.
Rage 2.
I can't even imagine the reaction he would have at this. You
think he'd play it?
Oh my god, he'd go ballistic and he'd
probably play it to see if he could play the final battle.
I don't think he would.
I honestly think, knowing him, he would be stubborn enough to say, I don't even want it in my house. That's how stubborn he was. So when I saw that immediately I thought of Walk, and I was like, I can't believe it was approved.
I can't either.
I didn't know it was a Bethesda game.
I didn't know either.
When I used to always think about how Bethesda is flawless.
Yep.
Wrong.
Rage. And speaking of Bethesda, that brings me to the last thing. Other than Rage, there is talks. Maybe we might get a teaser for a new Elder Scrolls. I'm not holding my breath.
They have to.
I'm hoping.
It's time.
But, I mean, we've had...
I've been playing Skyrim for too long.
Skyrim's
I saw you
for
playing that the other day.
6 years?
Longer than that.
7? 11, 7 years. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. I stood in line for that.
Yep. So, that brings us to Bethesda, and that's it. Unless you got anything else.
No, that's it for video games. I really don't have, other than the E3 hype. That's all. I mean, we just gotta wait and see. Huh?
Days Gone.
Yeah, but Days Gone is again a PlayStation exclusive, so
I really want to.
I've seen stuff about it. It looks like a
atypical.
Supposed to be
one of the big ones. That's why.
That is Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man could be big. There's big ones, but I don't know. I'm not sitting here.
Last of Us 2,
I want them, but if I can't play them because they're for PlayStation, that kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see where E3 takes it. That's my opinion. When E3 actually hits, we'll see what comes out.
I'm excited for E3. We're kind of in a lull as far as video games go.
I've never once watched it.
It's
a lot. It's exciting at certain points. It's better to watch the highlights than to sit, because it's a lot of like guys get up there and it's like, all right guys, we're waiting, and then 3 hours go by. It's coming. It's gonna come.
It is odd.
It's like watching like a draft, except there's one player every 6 hours.
It's super weird.
And the trailer you get, it's like 25 seconds. So watch the highlights.
What do you mean they wait?
They wait because they have to like build up all the. There's people that go to see it, right? And it's like almost like an auditorium, right? You gotta buy tickets.
They have to flood the stadium with people over and over again.
Well, they have speakers and they have to prepare, and so like they go out and they introduce a game, right? Well, it takes like an hour and a half for them to set everything up for this next big thing. So every hour and a half,
banners up and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, and they do different segments. Like, this is Microsoft, this is Sony, this is, you know what I mean? So
It sounds like it's poorly executed.
it is and it isn't. Like, nerds with patience love it. I don't have patience, so I just catch the highlights.
That brings me to the last thing. The other two I'm going to save for next week because they're not kind of fun. So,
miscellaneous?
Yeah, miscellaneous stuff is kind of. So, a few weeks ago, I wouldn't bring this up. I never had a chance. There was a poster promoting some sort of some Nintendo game for the Mario universe where they're playing sports or whatever. I can't remember what it was now, but at the
soccer.
I don't remember. I think it has tennis. I don't fucking know. Anyways,
It's a sport.
It's a sport. At the angle at which Luigi was hitting, there was a bulge in his pants.
Nice.
Nice, right?
Packing.
They
Peach Bomber.
They did the math out and they found out how big his dick is.
Are you fucking kidding?
So do we want to know how big Luigi's dick is?
Sure.
I'm going to vote yes.
Sure.
Alright, well, let's get some guesses first.
13.5 inches.
Holy shit, that's a fucking leg. That's not a penis.
I'm gonna say 10.5.
So
We're going way too big.
9.5.
We are honkers over here.
Oh my God.
I don't give a
I'm
shit.
just matching my own. That's all.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, alright. Well, anyways, they found out it is 3.5 inches
Oof.
flaccid.
Oh, so, okay.
So they added flaccid in there, and I was just like,
What is it? Did they say?
nope. They
God,
just
I think it would be like 8, 9, like a stick rod size. Yeah. Don't laugh. Don't give me this.
He's
Okay,
rounding
the
up.
awkward silence is gonna bury
Go
me.
clap.
I'll clap for that.
Anyways, that's all I got for miscellaneous. There's nothing.
That's it?
Yeah, there's nothing fun. There's
Just
one
the
other.
dick
What
thing.
about the hands in Siberia?
There's nothing on that new, really.
No?
There was two
What
other
the fuck,
things,
Neal?
but they kind of.
I wanted to know whose hands they
They're
were.
kind of and I want to see more news on them.
I'm
So,
surprised you didn't catch this news.
what one?
Ooh,
Huge Mario
producing.
Kart inspired racetrack to open in Niagara Falls.
Oh, that's been a thing for a while, though. I'm not actually going to put it down until it actually happens. And I brought it up months ago when they
You
actually
did.
approved it.
You did bring that up. This is
So,
true.
and it's not open yet.
It's,
as far as I know.
coming this fall, spring.
This,
Supposed to be.
yeah, end of spring, start summer.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's all I got.
We'll have to catch that up.
Throw the promos out.
Alright, yeah. Alright, so we're going to clean up. Swiss Army Nerds on Instagram, Facebook, both under Swiss Army Nerds banner, and then YouTube, Swiss Army Nerds. Our merchandise, is that what you're doing that, or are you hot?
Let's say you
It's
hot.
summer. I'm trying to signal without talking on the show.
Gotcha. We have merchandise coming, we just have to pay them in.
Yeah, we was gonna
It's just
say.
$10 for a
Come
pop.
on.
$10 a pop. But we have merchandise coming. I already saw it. It looks awesome. I'm super excited about it. Once we get that going, that'll be for sale. So super excited to debut that. But at Swiss Army Nerds on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And of course on, I said Facebook, but
did.
it's going to be on the page. We're going to share it. Right now it's just through my John Stickrod line, but it's going to be on there. We're going to have some edited clips come out. We're going to break this up so you'll be able to watch little tidbits of it. So that's pretty much all the plugs I have. Other than, oh my god, what was that lady's name?
Oh,
Talk sex with Sue Johansson.
Talk
Sue
sex with Sue Johansson.
Talk
yes.
sex with Sue Johansson. We're gonna do a shout out to her. Is she alive?
I-
There's
I
no
don't
way.
There's no way she's alive.
If she was 80 when you guys were talking about it.
Listen,
I doubt it.
You saw her.
Alright, anyone out there who watched this show, it was amazing, and I wish it still existed. And there's gonna be something like it coming soon, and it's gonna be amazing. And hopefully, I can be as gracious as she is. There's no way. Is she still alive? She's still alive?
Age 88.
She's 88.
Yes! Good.
Or March 16th,
1930.
Good.
Holy
Good
shit.
She
shit.
She's
lives
seen
in
some
Canada.
shit.
Or, she's a Canadian.
That makes sense.
Her
That's why
books-
she's...
One of the books is Sex, Sex, and More Sex.
All right, that's it. Cut it.
Kinky
Cut
bit.
it. Jesus.
Do a shout out to her. I loved your show when I was 8. Sorry, Mom. It was fantastic, but we're gonna...
Her parents are Wilfred and Ethel.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. You know damn well they took potatoes from one side of the country to the other
Oh
with
yeah.
that name.
Oh yeah.
But those are our plugs. Swiss Army Nerds, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, Swiss Army Nerds. We're going to have the post up soon. So yeah, we have merch coming. Next week we'll be back. We'll have on the Sports Center, we're going to have some more playoff talk. We'll hopefully we'll have the finals all set up. And then we're going to do Deadpool 2 with the spoilers included, so you want to catch that. And I'm sure we'll have much, much more, hopefully a little bit more about the failures of the DC universe. So, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, catch us out. Like, share, subscribe, comment, rip us apart, whatever you got to do. And
I won't be there for that podcast.
oh no, you got to do inventory.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Alexa,
Play us out.